mistake is exhaling too hard. So a client will forcefully exhale, and chances are, if you look at my infrasternal angle article, some people need to forcefully exhale, and some people actually need a nice, soft, prolonged, relaxed exhale. And I see more people that need the prolonged, relaxed exhale than the people that need the forceful exhale. So you're online, you're on the internet, chances are you need more of a prolonged exhale. So this one can be pretty easy to fix, but sometimes you have to be persistent. So this is kind of what they'll do. They'll inhale through their nose, and then they'll forcefully exhale out. It can be as simple as, hey, I want you to open up your mouth and think of fogging up a glass. Relaxed fog, get it all out. You're shooting for a prolonged 8 to 10 second exhale. Sometimes you have to be very persistent with the client because they'll keep pursing their lips, they'll keep exhaling hard, so you have to keep reminding, no, like open your mouth, no, open mouth, relax, exhale. Pretend there's a window right here, you're trying to fog up a glass, and you just have to be persistent. But that one's pretty easy to fix, and just making sure, what I tell clients is let the abs turn on because you're exhaling so much. So you should feel some abdominals turn on. What I don't want them to do is to brace like someone's about to punch them. So that's mistake number one. And the next mistake is people will have a nice exhale, but they think that belly breathing equals diaphragmatic breathing, and we know that that's not the case. So they'll exhale fully, and then at the end, they push their belly out. I don't want that. So what I will cue is I'll cue them to fully exhale, then I'll put my hand on their front ribs, and I will say, don't let this expand as you breathe in. But just because I'm telling the client, don't let that expand, that doesn't mean that I want this to stay completely down. What that cue will do is, one, it'll prevent belly breathing, but two, it will actually allow the belly, the sides, and the chest to expand with air. So even though I'm cueing the client, hey, don't let this expand, it'll still expand a little bit, but it won't be the belly breathing. It won't be the loss of intra-abdominal pressure, pooching their belly out, pushing their back into extension. So that's how I fix that. I cue them to fully exhale, and then I'll put my hands here, or you can have your own clients put their hands there and tell them don't allow those front ribs to come up as you breathe in. Another thing that seems to work really well is getting a client to silently breathe in through their nose. So the third mistake, usually this one is done not just on all fours, but every time someone exhales, they will get the sternal depression, they'll hunch over, and that is not ideal. So what this is what it'll look like. When they reach, they hunch over through their mid-upper back area, and this one also can be an easy fix sometimes. What I will do with these people is I'll literally just push them down, flatten this out. Now keep this flat, push me away right here without hunching over. That cue seems to work really well. Another thing that seems to work really well is just showing them, hey, you are doing this and I want you to push straight up. Another thing that could be happening is they don't have, maybe they're very deconditioned, so maybe they don't have the strength or coordination, the abdominal strength or shoulder stability to reach and not hunch over and not go into their pattern and not go into what they're used to. So what you can do with these people is flip them over on their back. So these next three exercises are three activities that you can do if someone doesn't seem to be able to get on all fours without rounding over. So armbar is the first one. One, super easy. You're not going to hunch over unless your chest and head are coming up when they exhale. That's easy to cue. So the kettlebell armbar, we're just going to leave Dave's knees bent, feet on the ground. You're going to slightly tuck by pushing your heels into the ground. And then you're going to fully exhale as you reach up. And then here you can work on all the mistakes people do. The exhaling too hard, making sure they don't belly breathe, making sure they're reaching. And because Dave is flat, he is not going to hunch over. So you can imagine if someone struggles with, because I've had people struggle with like 5, 10, 12 pounds. If they struggle with 5, 10, 12 pounds when they first come see you, no wonder they struggle on all fours and they can't hold themselves up. So armbar is great, but what armbar doesn't do, it doesn't give you posterior expansion. And when we want expansion, we want the rib cage to expand 360. So the next activity is a sideline band reach. With the side lying band reach, you're gonna place your clients in the fetal position. You don't want them to be super rounded. You don't want them to arch, so their hip and shoulder and head should all be aligned. If they were to reach both arms forward, it should look like they're in quadruped from above. So how you're gonna coach your clients through this. This is just like the arm bar. You're working on the reach, you're working on abdominals, you're working on not belly breathing, you're working on not exhaling too hard, and you're working on not hunching over. You should see their upper back expand with air. So you should almost see the rib cage expand 360. So you're gonna cue your clients to exhale as they reach. And once they're there, they're gonna reach on the inhale. So as they breathe in, they reach forward slightly, you should see the upper back expand. As they exhale, have them focus on deflating this top chest or this top rib cage. And then just like in supine, I usually keep my hand there and tell them, don't breathe into my hand, exhale, inhale, reach. And then you'll see upper back expand. So this is very similar to the arm bar, but you do get the upper back to open up a little bit, which is why I really like it. So this next one, band pullover breathing, this one too should look like your client is a quadruped once they get in the position. This one is really good for them to work on not crunching over when they exhale. I will sometimes have clients do this next to a mirror so they can actually look at themselves. So every time they exhale, they should be getting the ribs down, but they shouldn't be crunching and getting sternal depression. So what you're going to ask your clients to do, you're gonna ask them to get nice and tall. So they will most likely arch, which is fine. And then you're gonna ask them to fully exhale as they bring their hands slightly below the shoulders. And when they're fully exhaling, that's when the ribs should come down. Head, shoulders, and hips should all be aligned. What you don't want is exhaling and then they start crunching over, like this. That's what you don't want. So cue your clients to stay nice and tall. You can even put your hand here. Don't lose your tallness. So that prevents them from hunching over. This is a great exercise to work on fully exhaling, not exhaling too hard, not belly breathing, same thing. Put your hand right here. Don't breathe into my hand. You should also see the upper back expand here. So if you can't get your clients in quadruped, in a good quadruped position, then arm bar, side lying band reach, and then the seated band pullover breathing should really help your clients get there.